Please be quiet. We are recording right now. Welcome to another episode of Beta Sheep.
Are you trying me?
Hey, okay.
Sorry.
Of Beta Sheep. This will be our pilot, and our subtext title is "At the Intersection of Science and Society."
At the intersection. You gotta say it like that.
At the intersection of science and society. Right? Our topics are, first topic is the EPA versus the Supreme Court. Now, the way I understood that too, and I didn't read that much about it, but from what I did read, they made it sound like the Supreme Court put a little nuance in the EPA regulations and said, no, you can't just do a blanket regulation of greenhouse gases because that would most likely require a completely new law to do so. But if it is, I think it would say like complementary to any kind of pollutants that affect or that would fall under the Clean Air Act, they can go ahead and regulate that as well as a sort of like a side effect or as an add-on to what's being regulated under the Clean Air Act. They just can't directly go after CO2 emissions because it's not necessarily a pollutant. It's just something that falls as a greenhouse gas and would therefore need a separate law to be made by Congress to fall under having any kind of regulation.
Right.
Yeah,
one thing I read. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
go ahead.
In terms of CO2 emission, I didn't know this, but so the U.S. puts out about 5.2 billion metric tons, and India puts out only 2 billion metric tons. Which
I'll catch up.
But the population in the U.S. is like 314 million compared to India, which is like 1.2 billion. So a lot of people.
Billion. The dangers of an advanced society that also has a large amount of vehicles and a large amount of industrial production and everything else. But
okay. Hey,
Sergio,
you're a timer. You're supposed to be making sure we only spend 3 minutes on this stuff.
Fuck. Forgot about that. Oh, sorry. Edit that out. I'm Mormon.
All right, let's go into our next topic. How about that?
All right. Our next topic is disprove global warming, get $10,000.
So what it comes on, Dr. Keating, yeah, he's a former professor at the University of South Dakota, and he's offering a whopping $10,000 to anyone that can disprove global warming, and basically disprove that human activity has not been a factor.
Seems just incendiary to me. We're not really going to be able to prove.
How do y'all actually feel about? Yeah, how do you actually feel about global warming?
Yow.
Okay. Well, anyways, Sergio, I think you stated last week that you were not worried about global warming. Is that correct?
I don't remember what I said.
Is anybody really concerned about global warming?
I think
Sergio,
we should
can
be,
I remind
in all
you?
honesty.
May I remind you, Sergio, that you're under oath? So
I'm not under oath. I'm not.
I'm concerned.
Randall,
Not
are you
enough
concerned-
to
are you
change my
concerned
life
about
in a
global warming, Randall?
ridiculously.
I feel like I'm
I am, but obviously I'm living in a place where they already have a large amount of protection for those kind of things, and you see a very strong hand when it comes to environmental regulations in Hawaii. So if I was in Texas, I'm sure I'd be living much. Well, in Texas, I'd probably be living in a radically different manner from everybody else, just so I wouldn't be contributing as much greenhouse gases and everything else that would be affecting the world. But me doing something is obviously not enough, and you need to have some sort of aggregate protection in order to at least mitigate these effects. But maybe I'm being an alarmist here. I don't want to go and offend too many people, although this is the internet. It's probably already too late.
Internet.
Yeah, I'm not.
Have y'all ever heard of the Gaia hypothesis?
Yep.
A what?
You have?
I think I taught it to one of the kids one year.
Yeah, Gaia, I believe it translates. Well, Gaia means Mother Earth or something like that. I always forget. Who's the guy that made the hypothesis? It's
Oh my goodness.
something locked.
Timer's
What is all that?
Timer's up.
All right. Whatever. Let's move on to the next one.
Pass.
You told me to keep time. I mean,
We got to
you're
get
gonna
better
get
at
angry at
conversing,
me.
guys.
Our next topic this evening.
We just need to get better at conversing.
Yep. All right, our next topic this evening is the anthrax scare at the CDC. I certainly know that Sergio can speak to this, given that he works in a facility that deals with similar pathogens. So, Sergio, how do you feel about this slip, if you will, of security, preventative measures, whatever you'd like to call it, that may have potentially led to this, not outbreak, but certainly possible infection and quarantine now to make sure that those poor individuals didn't get anthrax at that facility?
Yeah. Hard to say, because we don't really know all the facts. We know that, the bacteria was not inactivated. And if the bacteria forms these very hardy environmental spores, they can be aerosolized and potentially be transmitted through ventilation shafts to other rooms, which is why they had to quarantine, well, not quarantine, but monitor close to 90 people.
I think some dumbass just didn't follow protocol.
Right, and someone did an autoclave, probably, is what the case was, or someone didn't activate in bleach. That's just, it's human nature, to tell you the truth, and these kind of accidents happen, and I think the proper precautions are being taken into account.
I was watching House of Cards, and they had an anthrax scare on there.
The good part about it, though, is that, you can treat anthrax with, cephalosporins? I forget what it is.
Okay, Summer, counterpoint?
No, I'm just wondering during the process, like, how did someone was forced to open the tube that had anthrax in it?
Well, they probably thought it was inactivated, so they probably thought it was dead. So they opened it to pull out remains, but then it turned out to be alive.
Were they I thought they were forced to open it.
Forced? I don't think
Yes.
so. I didn't read that. Can someone corroborate this story?
Hey, remember when I had to send all those Vibrio samples to North Carolina and jump through all those freaking hoops and
We
sign
probably
my
should
life
talk
away?
about this on the internet.
This is we're kind of at the point where hazmat regulations are definitely applicable when transporting the pathogens from one destination to another interstate. So,
we probably shouldn't.
oh yeah.
The audience is not going to get the inside
I imagine
jokes.
at this point somebody from TSA is watching this.
Hold on, guys.
That's our signal, right?
Oh, Summer's got a call.
Hold on.
She's going to talk Chinese now.
Yeah, you're going to do that on...
But
well, it certainly is the case that, I mean, I don't know how it is with regards to regulating and creating standard operating procedures for handling pathogens, but certainly if the university wants to have a higher standard, I'm sure the government's not going to go and say, oh, no, you can't do that. You need to have a lower standard of security.
right, and CDC is actually the inspectors. They inspect all these areas, so it's kind of like a big slap in the face that the inspectors themselves had this kind of incident.
It's like when your mom and dad leave the lights on when you go out of town, you come back and they're like, oh yeah, I left that on.
Yeah, who watches the Watchmen? Am I right, guys?
Ouch.
Yeah.
Next topic at hand is is all soap antibacterial, and I can actually speak to this given that I use for myself, such as the African black soap. And what I can tell you is, no, they're not. The end. Next topic.
What?
Hey, here's a question for you. Is all soap antibacterial?
No.
No.
I'd have to
I
say,
mean, I can speak to a funny anecdote actually because initially when I started using African black soap as a supplement to just regular old body wash,
What is African black soap?
what?
hold on, I'll find a
racist.
link for you so you can see
Wait.
both. Yeah.
Wait, I didn't mean to be racist. I just what is African black soap? Wow, that's some pretty nice soap.
Only the finest soaps for my baby bottom skin, Sergio.
Indian heritage, acne-fighting, detoxifying African black soap with oats and vitamins.
It's
And
a real
almonds.
thing.
Wow, so it is.
Where do you get that?
Summer's gonna buy all the bars.
You can generally find
okay.
African black soap at either Walgreens or your local organic food store. Or
You know, we should get them to
At
sponsor this program.
Sprouts is so
Sprouts.
legit. Woo!
What is Sprouts?
Sprouts.
What the hell is Sprouts?
Anyways,
I think they fill in on
what I was trying to say.
TV too.
Okay. To a degree, though, it has to be understood that the surfactant within soap that would act to disrupt the cell, I think it would disrupt the cell wall as well. And I might be wrong. I might need to be corrected, but I think all soap, as a detergent, acts as a antibacterial agent.
I think there's
On the surface, though. Come on.
That's right.
Well, the funny thing about this, and this is my anecdote regarding the type of soap that I use, is that apparently some scientists in Ghana, or I'm not really sure where, I'd have to go look up the paper again.
I'm gonna look it up.
I bet you're going to look it up. They went and did a study showing that African black soap is apparently effective in fighting the spread of E. coli. And, you know...
A bacteria.
Yeah.
E. coli bacteria.
Correct. I'm negative.
So, I mean, I'm no scientist. I think you guys would do a much better job of reviewing that material and saying, oh, yes, this is correct, or oh, no, this is just propagandistic BS to sell more African black soap. But
I think just based off of the chemical characteristics of detergent, soap, you know what soap is, it disrupts the lipid bilayer, and it serves as an antibacterial agent. Now, there are soaps that you'll see antibacterial soaps, which add different other chemicals.
Usually triclosan, phenol compounds.
Triclosan, and what is that?
Phenols.
Phenols disrupt lipid bilayers, things like that.
I think there's antibacterial soaps. Now, antibacterial soaps that are more effective, but I think soap in general works the same way. Anyways, that's not even one of our topics. How do we get off topic? And who's the timer right now?
who's the what?
Moderator.
Time.
Take over
Moderator
right
what? All right.
Random.
Topic,
That's not even on the topic list, man.
what? Is also antibacterial? I believe you went off on this tangent, Miguel, and so I award you one demerit. So anyway, let's go on to topic number 5.
We will rebuild.
We will rebuild. Curiosity celebrates a Martian year. So, Miguel, would you like to
Whoa,
speak about that?
whoa. You skipped over, what about the more school challenging work? Number 4.
No, number 4 says is also antibacterial. That's on the topic.
Number 4. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hang on. I got a different number 4. My number 4 on
Ooh.
here.
I award you another demerit for being off topic.
You're at 2 demerits now, bro.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'll put them on my bookshelf. Anyways.
Oh.
Okay, so number 4, and I'll go ahead and just bring this one in. It says, more school, challenging work, and mental engagement can delay dementia.
The what?
I don't know if y'all know this, but basically the more brain activity you challenge yourself with, or the more cognitive activity you stimulate yourself with, you can put off dementia, which I think is a given. But this is a recent study this week done by the Mayo Clinic. 2,000 participants between the ages of 70 to 89 were tracked from the years of 2004 to 2009, and they screened them for the APOE4 gene, which apparently is linked to dementia or Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Overall, I think it's just do more Sudoku. That's Sudoku.
Yeah, see, I don't know about if I would support that. I know a lot of professors that have dementia now, and I mean, their brains, I would say, are probably very engaged. They're always having to write grants, mentor students. So I would argue that I don't think brain function plays that big of a role.
I mean, think about this. I mean, it's only 2,000 participants, and it's between the ages of 70 and 89, and it's a 5-year study. So, I think it's one of those that just took like a little bit of time, a little part of our population. It was just like, hey, this is what we see in all these people. But then big picture, it's probably just like a little...
It's just, all it is just really mitigating it, right? Because, I mean, if you already are genetically unlucky enough to be a high risk for dementia, doing a lot of mental exercises are just going to mitigate that factor. It's eventually going to come through due to your genetics. So, I mean, what can you do about that? I mean, other than try to triage it, in a sense.
I mean, is it caused by genetics? I don't think it was caused by genetics.
I thought for some folks it was.
No, in the study, they're looking at a group of individuals, and then they would screen them as well for that gene, the APO.
APO. Stands for alipoprotein transporter E or something like that. It transports fat from the liver to the brain. If I remember correctly in my biochemistry.
If I remember correctly.
Why are you eating your leg?
Huh? Second, number 4. Now we're on to number 5. Curiosity celebrates a Martian year.
1 year! Woo! I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Curiosity is on Mars.
The little Lego Mindstorm robot on Mars right now.
It's not Mindstorm. It's not made out of Legos at all.
It's like fully funded by Legos. I'm pretty sure I read this correctly.
Pretty sure you're wrong.
No. They made this thing out of Legos.
I don't know too much about it, so I mean...
I don't know what it is. Can someone explain that to me?
Go for it, Randall.
It's a little...
Yes.
Wait, am I supposed to do it? Curiosity is... what I do know is that Curiosity is a rover that's currently on Mars that they're using to study the planet. Beyond that...
It's a big deal. I mean, they got...
It's the half size of an SUV.
Yeah, I thought it was more the size of like a really big go-kart.
Maybe
really? No, it has to be bigger than that.
It would be pretty difficult to transport a vehicle the size of an SUV from the Earth to Mars and have that thing moving around. Yeah, but it's powered only by like a few solar panels, so unless it's just
Can someone fact check? Sergio, can you fact check that?
Fact check.
God,
Sergio, you are our PolitiFact of this video conversation.
Yeah, I think Summer makes the better timer, and Sergio makes the better fact checker.
Okay.
Summer, just let us talk about this for 1 more minute, please.
Okay, I will let you talk about that for 1 more minute.
Every time Randall's face comes on, it just looks like he's laughing at everything.
He is laughing at everything.
I laugh at all of you.
It's like a partial selfie that he's laughing.
That's the face I'm making.
Okay, so Curiosity has a mass of 2,000 pounds.
Oh.
It's 10 feet long, 9 feet wide, and 7 feet high. So it's pretty big.
Dude, that's as big as an SUV.
It's about half the size of an SUV, yeah.
An SUV is... What?
An SUV cannot be 20 feet long.
Is it an SUV from China or Japan or something? I mean, it's not going to be a Ford Expedition, that's for sure.
I'm also pretty sure it runs off of isotopes.
Wow.
Yeah, it has a multi-mission radioisotope thermoelectric generator. So it's not just solar panels. It's like nuclear powered. Yeah, it says...
yeah, I know it has the ability to take these rocks and take it in put it inside itself and basically analyze it. It's like a full service lab.
Yep.
So they sent a mini nuclear device
here's
to
a fun
Mars.
fact. How many... Do you know how many days...
Thing's huge.
Mars year is?
I know their month is 26
guesses?
days. So
I don't know, like 700 days or something like that.
not 26. Excuse me. It's 36.
It's probably like 700.
The
Summer, you got a
30
guess
more
on how many
second?
days a Mars year is? Okay, that's not a
700 days.
guess. Randall.
I thought it was like 540.
It's
that's what I said.
682, I believe. So yeah, Sergio, you're pretty close.
Well, Summer's right.
All
Wait,
right,
what?
so now we move into what I like to call our true and false lightning round.
Lightning round? We have a freaking lightning round?
And surface area is, does Pluto have a larger surface area than Russia? What were our answers? I have Randall with the thumbs down. Oh, thumbs up. Nope, thumbs down. Okay.
Wait, wait, are we doing this again? I'm switching it up.
You're searching, that's cheating.
Fine, then I'm going to go down. Wait, you're not the keeper of true or false. All you do
Yeah,
is
Summer,
time.
what's your guess? Summer, what's your guess? Okay, you know what? It's actually false. Russia has a larger surface area than Pluto. Let me see with the facts. Russia's surface area is actually 17.1 million square kilometers, while Pluto is 16.6. So,
Where the fuck do you find this shit?
hey, here's another fun fact, guys.
Oh my god.
Did you know when Pluto was deemed a planet to the time Pluto was deemed not a planet, it had not made a full circulation around the sun? Ain't that some shit?
Doesn't it take like
because-
70 years to make it around
Yeah,
the sun?
like 79 years or something to get around the whole sun.
I know. Huh? Okay, let's see.
I think we ruined question 2.
Question number 2.
All right. Maine is the closest U.S. state to Africa.
Maine is the closest.
Is Maine the closest state to the U.S.? Is Maine the closest U.S. state to Africa? Go. We got false, false, and false. And you are